home and let this peaceful story carry you gently into sleep. Euphorbia and Achilles' Innocent Adventure. This story is about a girl named Euphorbia and her tortoise friend Achilles exploring life's innocent wonders together. In a quaint village hidden by a lush valley, lived a gentle girl named Euphorbia. Beneath the shade of ancient oaks, she spent her days exploring the forest's secrets. One sunny morning, she found a small tortoise with a shell gleaming like polished emerald. She named him Achilles after her favorite flower. They became inseparable, wandering through fields of wildflowers and listening to birdsong. Euphorbia loved to tell Achilles stories about the stars and the moon. Together, they dreamt of distant lands and towering mountains. Their favorite spot was a meadow by a bubbling brook, where butterflies flitted round in delicate dances. Achilles would carry her little treasures of pebbles and leaves, enchanting in their simplicity. One day, while exploring a less traveled path, they discovered an old, abandoned cottage covered in ivy. Euphorbia, with her curiosity, decided they must investigate. Inside, they found a library filled with dusty books and forgotten wonders. They spent hours flipping through the pages, marveling at the tales within. Euphorbia read aloud about knights, dragons, and faraway kingdoms, her voice like a gentle lullaby. They imagined themselves as brave heroes embarking on grand quests. As the afternoon light happened, they returned home, promising to come back to their newfound sanctuary. Over time, the cottage became their secret haven. They would bring flowers to decorate it, and snacks to enjoy as they read. Achilles, though slow, was a steadfast companion, always by Euphorbia's side. Their days were filled with innocent joy and heartfelt companionship. Life in the village was simple, but for Euphorbia and Achilles, it was an endless adventure of discovery and wonder. The villagers would often smile seeing the young girl and her shell friend, a symbol of pure, untainted friendship. Even as the seasons change, and the first snowflakes fell, the bond between Euphorbia and Achilles remained unbroken. In the heart of winter, they found beauty in every snowflake and warmth in each other's soft company. When bedtime came, Euphorbia would snuggle with Achilles, weaving stories about sunlit hills and star-filled nights until they both drifted into a peaceful sleep. The innocence of their adventures and the simplicity of their bond taught the village that true happiness lies in life's small, shared moments. Let's move gently into another comforting story. Flower and Pea, a tale of nurturing friendship. This story is about Flower, a girl who nurtures a raven named Pea, forming a strong bond and creating a beautiful garden together. In a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and a serene river, lived a girl named Flower. She earned her name because of her love for gardening and how every blossom seemed to flourish under her tender care. One crisp autumn day, Flower found a tiny, shivering raccoon cub near the garden's edge. The cubbly's fur was soaked from the morning dew, and it looked at her with wide, fearful eyes. Flower gently picked up the raccoon and named him Pea after the tiny green peas she loved to plant. Flower took Pea into her warm, cozy cottage at the edge of the village. She wrapped him in a soft blanket and fed him warm milk from a small bottle. Day by day, Pea gained strength and started exploring his new home with curiosity. Flower's garden was a wonderland for Pea, with tall sunflowers, fragrant roses, and leafy green ferns. Pea especially loved the trailing vines of sweet peas that hung from the arbors. As the days passed, Flower and Pea developed a bond as deep as the roots of the ancient oak tree that shaded the garden. Flower taught Pea how to dig the soil gently and plant seeds with care. He in turn helped Flower by catching insects that threatened to harm their plants. And one evening under the soft glow of lantern light, Flower noticed that Pea had a natural talent for finding the most fertile spots in the garden. Together, they planted a special patch of wildflowers, a symbol of their friendship blossoming and thriving. The villagers watched in awe as Flower's garden became more beautiful and bountiful than ever before. He marveled at the unlikely friendship between a human and a raccoon. Flower's nurturing spirit and Pete's playful energy created a paradise brimming with life and color. One day, a fierce storm swept through the village, bending trees and drenching the land in heavy rain. Flower and Pea huddled together inside the cottage, listening to the wind howl outside. When the storm passed, they ventured out to find the garden in disarray. But Flower and Pea were not discouraged. With patience and teamwork, they rebuilt their garden. Flower reassured Pea as they replanted the flowers and fixed the broken arbors. The garden, now stronger and more resilient, flourished anew. Seasons came and went, and the bond between Flower and Pea grew ever stronger. Their garden stood as a testament to love, care, and the power of nurturing both plants and friendships. And so, every night under the twinkling stars, Flower and Pea sat side by side, thankful for each other and the beautiful life they had cultivated together. Our next story is ready to carry you further into rest. The Kawaii and Azalea, the warmth of kindness. This story is about a kind-hearted girl named Kawaii and a brave hedgehog named Azalea, who saved their village elder during a snowstorm. Safe an hour of kindness and friendship. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a vast forest, there lived a young girl named Kawaii. Kawaii had kind, twinkling eyes and a heart full of compassion. Every evening, she would sit by the oak tree at the center of a village square, reading stories to the children who gathered around her. One winter night, as the cold winds howled and the first snowflakes began to fall, Kawaii noticed a tiny hedgehog trembling near the tree. His quills were frosted, and he looked very lost and scared. "Oh dear, you must be so cold," Kawaii said gently, wrapping the little hedgehog in her warm stuff. "Come home with me, little one." The hedgehog, whose name was Azalea, snuggled into the scarf and sighed with relief. Kawaii's home was small but cozy, filled with the scent of baked goods and the warmth of a crackling fire. She placed Azalea in a soft basket by the fire and gave him a tiny cup of warm milk. Over the next few weeks, Kawaii and Azalea became the best of friends. Kawaii would take Azalea on her daily walks through the village, introducing him to the other villagers. The children adored Azalea, and he quickly became a beloved member of the community. One evening, during a particularly harsh storm, the village elder fell gravely ill. The path to the nearest doctor was treacherous, but Kawaii knew she had to try. Wreathing Azalea in her scarf, she set out into the storm. As they walked, Azalea crawled into a bowl to keep Kawaii's neck warm. Despite the biting cold and the swirling snow, Kawaii pressed on, determination shining in her eyes. Finally, after what felt like hours, they reached the doctor's house. The doctor was able to come to the village and save the elder, all thanks to Kawaii and Azalea's bravery. The entire village celebrated their safe return, and Kawaii and Azalea were hailed as heroes. Their friendship grew even stronger, a testament to the power of kindness and bravery. And from that day on, whenever the children asked for a story, Kawaii would always begin with the tale of how a kind-hearted girl and a brave hedgehog saved the day. The next story waits, calm and comforting. Harold and Angelonia, a tale of wonder. This story is about a young girl named Marigold, who forms a magical bond with a dolphin named Angelonia, sharing extraordinary moments of wonder and beauty by the sea. Marigold was a young girl who lived in a small, picturesque village by the sea. Every evening, she would sit by the shore, her eyes fixed on the horizon as the sun dipped below the waves, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange. One evening, as the golden light bathed the ocean, she noticed a graceful figure cutting through the water. It was Angelonia, a majestic dolphin with shimmering scales that caught the last light of day. Arabelle was mesmerized and watched in awe as Angelonia leapt and spiraled through the air. Angelonia's movements were a dance of pure joy, and Marigold felt a deep connection to her, even though they had never met. Their bond was forged in the shared beauty of the world around them. To her surprise, Angelonia noticed Marigold and swam closer, her eyes sparkling with intelligence and kindness. From that night on, Marigold and Angelonia would meet at the shore, sharing silent conversations and moments of extraordinary beauty. Marigold would tell Angelonia stories of her village, weaving tales of the people and their simple yet rich lives. In return, Angelonia would take Marigold on magical journeys through the sea, showing her the wonders of the underwater world. As they swam through vibrant coral reefs and played with schools of colorful fish, Marigold felt an overwhelming sense of awe and gratitude. The underwater world was like a dream, filled with creatures she had never imagined. Through these enchanting evenings, Marigold learned to see the world with new eyes, appreciating the miracles that surrounded her. She realized that the true magic of life lay in the connections we make and the beauty we share with others. One particularly beautiful evening, as the sky turned to deep lavender, Angelonia led Marigold to a hidden underwater cave. Inside, the cave was adorned with luminescent plants and glowing crystals that sparkled like stars. Marigold gasped in wonder, feeling as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. In the cave's center was a pool of crystal clear wood, reflecting the shimmering light. Angelonia nudged Marigold gently, encouraging her to dive in. Taking a deep breath, Marigold submerged herself, and as she did, she felt the warmth and light envelop her. When she resurfaced, she found herself in a world more beautiful and vibrant than before. The experience deepened their bond and taught Marigold that there was always more to discover and learn. Every evening after that, Marigold and Angelonia continued their adventures, always finding new wonders and sharing their joy and wonder with each other. Their story became a legend in the village, inspiring everyone to open their hearts and minds to the beauty and awe of the natural world. Marigold grew up, but she never forgot the lessons she learned from Angelonia. She carried the sense of wonder and connection with her all her life, sharing it with everyone she met. And even though she could no longer meet Angelonia by the shore, she knew that their hearts were forever intertwined. As she told the story of their friendship to her children and grandchildren, they too felt the awe and joy that had defined Marigold's magical bond with her dolphin friend. And so, the legacy of wonder and connection continued, a timeless tale of beauty and awe. Good night, may peace be with you for the night.